We're taking a look at two interesting PvP battles here in the Ultra League. One of them is going to be on my account. One of them, of course, you guys know I love to show off my dad's account as just another perspective, you know. I guess whether it's going to be like a more beginner account. I mean, he is level 37, so we shouldn't say beginner, but I guess just lesser than mine. Mine's level 40. I usually have my stuff optimized, but here, it's kind of interesting. We've got a Giratina altered that's on my side. It is a 98%. You can get very close to that cap of the CP at 2500 with Giratina. The problem is right now, we're actually using it with a ghost moveset, and we're going up against a Snorlax, and so Snorlax was kind of a good, I guess, first Pokemon for them to have, my opponent. As you can see, of course, with my charge move also, it's not Dragon Claw, so we're on a full ghost moveset. Would have been nice to have Dragon Claw instead. I just don't have my Giratinas in line for PvP. You know, I kind of set them up for different reasons, and I've got a ton of them, so I would say here's a case where my account maybe isn't the optimized one, but we're actually kind of taking a look more so at Landorus today, and so this Landorus right here, it's going to be having Rock Throw as the fast move, but it's got Outrage as the charge move, and so the question is, you know, is Landorus going to help us out here? And it's going to be an interesting question. I think that the question can go lots of different directions. So one would be, what is the moveset, you know? And so the moveset that we've got right here, it's not going to really advantage us against Snorlax, and also I was thinking maybe I should save up my energy, and you know, that's why I didn't use the Outrage right away. We were going to hopefully maybe chain some Outrages right here, and hope that it would hit the Snorlax, but they do shield, so that did kind of set that plan not in motion, and it was kind of a waste. So that Landorus, it's iffy. That didn't really help us a lot. I mean, Snorlax is beefy as hell, so it's like, what do you expect right there? We didn't have the move set down. The interesting thing is, though, the second battle that you're going to see in this video, that's using my dad's account with the Landorus, and it has a different move set. It's going to be some interesting results, I think, but this video should also serve as another purpose, to highlight two other Pokemon that I've loved in the Ultra League. They may or may not work for you. It's always going to depend, like rock, paper, scissors, what the opponent does. And so the opponent here has a Metagross coming out right now, and so we've got our Kingler. That's one of them. Kingler I love. It's a bit of a, well, I like to think it's a forgotten Pokemon, but some people have spoken about it. I don't know how much on YouTube land. I don't get to watch a lot of other content creators. I don't have time for like anything on YouTube other than doing these videos for you guys, and I hardly even have time for that, it seems like. But that was amazing right there, because if you have a Kingler with Crab Hammer, and it's very nice to have a second attack, which is X-Scissor, you know, that can just get off rapidly, just fire it off over and over and over again, so it's great. I mean, to have both options is wonderful. And so Kingler, again, the thing about it is that it's somewhat budget. I don't think that it's going to be like extremely budget compared to some other Pokemon in the Ultra League, but you can teach it a second charge move for 50,000 on the dust, obviously. You notice that, of course, with Metagross and Charizard in there, it just Kingler whooped them up. I mean, it was on its last leg of health, but you saw that we were at a disadvantage, essentially. You know, we were down and out like underdogs. We came back and still won the matchup. So kind of along the same lines here, let's say, is my dad's account right now with a Kingler of his own, but we don't have two moves on it. You know, we just have the one move. So interestingly enough, they used a Swampert, and this could be one of the best Pokemon, you know, well, okay, let's backtrack that. We can't say that that's the best Pokemon to go up against. It's just the thing is that Swampert is usually going to whoop a lot of your stuff. You know, Swampert is something that lots of people talk about. It's definitely been talked about on YouTube, I've seen, just from thumbnails and titles and things, but just everybody loves Swampert. I mean, Swampert can wreck Team Rocket. That's what my channel's all about. I'm not the best at PvP. I'm gonna, you know, be straightforward. I always am. My thing is Team Go Rocket, PvE. I'm expert level in that stuff. PvP, though, also, like I mentioned before, is a rock, paper, scissors kind of battle. You know, it's like, what are they gonna put out, and do you have, I mean, you can definitely optimize for your right movesets and a few other factors. But anyway, so Kingler right here, I did save up a ton of energy to just be able to spam this X-Scissor right here, and so it's not a water move, so we can actually get it off pretty rapidly. So I was at an impasse. Do I let it die right there, or do I shield? And because that Swampert had basically nothing left, and I had a charge move, you know, ready to go in my holster, I was like, let's actually shield. Let's use a shield right here. It was just an interesting kind of test. It was a leap of faith, you could say. And so this Kingler still going to be able to attack this Charizard, and it would be nice to do a lot of damage before losing our Kingler, which is on its little tiny bit of HP left. And so look, we can get another X-Scissor out, because this is just insane, man. Look at Kingler. And so we'll highlight the Landorus, of course, because that was supposed to be the focus, but I did also want to focus on the other two Pokemon chosen. Even with X-Scissor not being a very effective move, we could still do all that damage on Charizard because of the water fast attack and how Kingler is glassy, you know, straight up kind kind of fits that glass cannon bill, I would say. It's not as bad as some other Pokemon, I would say, in the glass cannon category. But here's Landorus out now against the Charizard, and so that Charizard actually can attack us super quickly. Look, it's already got another one going because it has Dragon Claw as the charge move, so we actually don't have any more Protect Shields remaining. I think we should be able to last through that, and we do. So we're basically at half HP, and we have a better moveset this time with Landorus. So this is on my dad's account. I did bother to use some of his TMs because he had a few that were just, I guess he somehow, well, it's usually me playing on it, so I shouldn't say he, but I guess me and my dad, we had a lot of TMs saved up right there, and so I went ahead and changed it to Rock Slide. So he's going to have Mud Shot and Rock Slide. Pretty good combination right here because Mud Shot's going to get that energy going. It's not, you know, super effective against that Charizard by any means, but look at this. Even with that Machamp coming out here at the last spot, we're going to be able to get some more Rock Slides going. Obviously super effective against Charizard like crazy, so that was a great choice. You know, this was set up pretty well because for him to have the Swampert in there, it wasn't going to do super effective damage to my Kingler. Didn't have that Charizard come in. Sure, it had Dragon Claw, but it's like Landorus, I think, was ready for basically anything that Charizard was going to throw at us. We were able to suss out the shields there, so they are done with shields. Having a Mewtwo right here at the last spot is just kind of overkill, really, you know, going up against a Machamp, especially a Machamp with Cross Chop. Even with the lag, you guys, look, we've got some lag, and usually that's not in my favor. If the game ever lags here in PvP, it's basically not going to be in my favor, but of course, Mewtwo, it just hits so hard, and when you're going up against a fighting type, so that was kind of an obvious choice of who was going to win that, right? You know, so you could see that. Interesting battles. Did Landorus help us? I would say yes, but not more than other Pokemon could have. You know, I think that you're going to have better options just overall, whether you go with ground types or not. If you are going to use Landorus, though, that was kind of a good moveset to have. It was not good to have the Rock Throw Outrage moveset. Go instead with the Mud Shot and the Rock Slide. You can get those charge attacks fired off pretty quickly, and in PvP, that's worth a lot as far as my limited understanding goes of it. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this. Of course, stay safe out there, and thanks for viewing.